The scene is set for Perth by night. Fat Dutta is meeting with Fix-It in the Chantry. Uh, just between them doing their own various experiments and learning rituals. Terrifying, terrifying doom. Fix-It. I wanted to talk with you about something.
Oh, yeah, sure thing. Just give me a second to wrap this up.
Sure.
Fixit says as she's working in the green room. You can see these behind her. You can see just like green tentacles just coming up behind her, and she's like, "Oh, shit, give me a few."
Okay.
Closes the door. You can hear some ruckus. And a few minutes later, Fixit reappears again, her hair just standing into all the directions, and she's if she were a human, she would probably pant. She just closes the door quickly behind her, and like, yeah, I think, yeah, it's safe.
I'm gonna put a fire axe or two along this corridor. Good
Um,
for chopping tentacles in an emergency.
I think I have most of it under control. Don't worry. It's just something that I didn't expect.
I'm curious to see what you're at some point you're willing to share it, of course.
Yeah, sure. Well, besides the obvious things that I'm doing to get some extra cash for my coterie, I'm just working on seeing how well I can manage those vines and see if I can enhance them, like with spikes and everything, just for defense purposes.
No, it's useful, I suppose. Um, how's the restaurant going? I haven't had a chance to visit yet.
How's what's coming? The
The restaurant
restaurant.
going.
Yeah, it's going very well. We are building defenses. Most of it is set. Still need to do a little work at the interior, and then we might actually have something that we can gather in properly with, well, everyone if necessary.
Sounds good. I don't know if you've checked the updated list I sent round. We were able to kill one of the traitors, one of the House Goretrix. And
Oh,
fortunately, he had a few rituals that were serviceable. He didn't have anything that needed to be destroyed or sent somewhere else. So we have an expanded library, and hopefully between a few opportune moments like that and all our independent researchers, we might be able to expand the library of the Chantry bit as the years go by.
nice.
Now, I heard a rumor there was a bit of, put it bluntly, tension between yourself regarding the
Tension.
concerns you had regarding Prince.
Yeah, she's gonna try and deny it at this point because she doesn't know what you've heard. So she's like, tension? What? No, no, no tension at all. Let's see. Hmm, that would be manipulation subterfuge, I guess. Okay, I only have one success on that, so.
3 successes.
Yeah, I did not expect that lie to not go unnoticed, actually, so this is rather well. She's, no tensions at all. I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you if you don't keep me informed, I can't help with any particular problem. And if it becomes a problem for the Chantry, then we are going to have a problem. So perhaps it's best to deal with this now, nip it in the bud.
What? Look, I don't know what you heard or where you got it from, but there's just not that much going on. I mean, there's no way I want to cause any kind of problems,
What
not
are your
for the
concerns
country.
regarding the prince?
I'm sure he is a very fine prince.
Fix it. I have to sit on the Primaging Council. I have to do a lot of people. You're not as good at this as you think you are. So you can continue wasting my time, which you're starting to run out of my good graces on the wasting time count at that point, or we can talk as adults, as Tremere. Or we can go about this more old fashioned way. I don't want to do that. So stop trying to lead me astray on this and misdirect me. What's going on?
Um, well, I just don't trust him. He's just the way, he looked at me, and I kind of had the feeling he was out to get us, as in the grasshoppers, that is. But yeah, fuck, I thought I didn't want to bother you with it, and
Unfortunately, word got back to me through the grapevine. The problem is if a member of Clan Tremere is going around, how to put it, trying to get people to snoop around the prince, that might look bad. He might see that as not see that in the best light.
oh my god, and fix it at that point. If you say that, she knows enough because she didn't ask anyone but save one person to snoop around.
Now, I'll have a word with the prince. Himself and myself go quite a ways back. But if he has an issue with you, I know him. We've been through a lot together. If he had an issue with you or the grasshoppers, he can separate his when he's doing the job. We all had to learn how to do that at different points. It's necessary. The grasshoppers are a fine coterie, but we had to operate as a war coterie in the Lion's Mane when he was a member. Things are a bit more stressful at times. We had to deal with it in different ways. But let me point out that he's had nothing but support from the Tremere. Before and after he was Prince, myself and himself are on good terms. He's had no issue with the grasshoppers that I know of. He's one of the ones who has supported the gangrel having a Primogen seat.
Well, Mr. Dutza, I mean, it's. I was just a little. I was scared, but I don't know exactly why. I mean, I completely messed up when I entered. When I met him like the first time, and I thought he was angry at me for that. And but recently I had a talk with him, and it went okay. I mean, it's sure.
All right, no, that's fine. Just in future, if you have a problem with him or somebody else, come talk with me. I'll try and help level things down. If we can't get things to a more civil position with somebody outside the clan, then the two of us will look at other options at the very least, making sure that
I
keep
never
an eye
was
out.
uncivil.
No. I'm not saying such things. But just keep me in the loop if you're gonna have if you feel like you might have a problem with, or somebody has a problem with you. If I'll be honest, I think if the prince had an issue with the grasshoppers or yourself specifically, he would speak with me about it. I'd be very surprised if he didn't. So I'll speak with him discreetly, just make sure that there's no issues on his side. I think it might have just been a little bit of a misunderstanding.
Well, I don't know at this point. I'm kind of confused. I was like really really sure there was something there, and he was trying to mess with us. And especially when he, we opened our restaurant the first time, and he just went in there, but not with his body, but just with his mind. And I saw that in the mirror, and she points out to the mirror that's hanging around her neck. But
Hmm.
so yeah, that was kind of suspicious, and I'm still not quite sure. I still think that there is something there, but I'm not as sure as I used to be. But can I please just try and work this out by myself for now? I promise I won't ask anyone else for help anymore. I'll just, and if I actually find something, or if I don't, I will promise I will report to you. But can I
Okay.
please just?
Okay. No, no, that's fine. You're dealing with yourself as long as you don't. The problem is where if rumors started going around, whether there were, if people then started thinking that there was a difficulties or rift or problems, and then it could go become more. You know how kindred talk, and the
Hmm.
nightly games might be used against ourselves, yourself in particular. But if things seem to be going in the right direction, I'm happy to leave it to you. If you need assistance, whatever way, just let me know.
Yeah, sure.
You're not.
I
Look, you're.
might have an issue with Bruja at this point now.
Unfortunately, our young friend is still a fledgling. I think you handed him a rather difficult task. He did mean well. He definitely. I picked up that he was quite concerned. I think you. I think he might have felt you were moving him a position where whatever he did, he was going to get in trouble.
But I already told him to drop it.
Yes, that's fine. But he
As
felt
in, as in way back. In the same
this
night.
this conversation was a little while back when I had it with him. But I know that. But he had concerns regarding yourself. I wouldn't hold it against him. But that's why I wanted to. It's good that he came to me, because if he came to some of the other members of the course, it could have it could have been a problem. Some of them might try and use it as a weapon, or might try and actually make there be a problem. Because we have to remember, in his case, he is still a fledgling. He doesn't necessarily know exactly what he's doing. I don't know. He's seems to be learning from Isfan, who isn't the most politically minded kindred I've met, but is still a good addition to the city. But I think perhaps he's still a bit green regarding politics, but he
Obviously.
turned regarding the situation. So it's better he came to me. And all I've done with this so far is just talk with you. So if you have anything better, that's fine.
But still, I asked him this when, well, first of all, I didn't know he was a fledgling, although I could have guessed. Second of all, I asked him and I told him not to tell anyone. Then, not but a few hours later, in which I had not left his company for more than 5 fucking minutes or so, then I already said that it wasn't necessary and I would handle it myself. There was no reason for him to go.
I don't think his actions were malicious. I think he had some concern regarding yourself. However, my advice to you is I don't think you should try and take any action against him. However, bear this in mind if in future you do want somebody to look in something sensitive, that his inexperience might lead him to go to others, so he might not be the best on delicate matters you don't want known.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
An object lesson, I suppose. But things have been going steadily well in the city so far. Aside from myself, I don't think Archer or Rate are the most engaging with the outside, but they're considering their own lines of inquiry, so
Mm-hmm.
that's not a problem. But I'm glad we had this chat. I'm very glad to see you've already been progressing the matter so much and bringing it towards resolution. I won't have that word with Brent, seeing as you just want to try and solve yourself. But if you want me to, I will have a word with him. I have no problem on that count. I'll be speaking with him at some future point, but I just want to bring up this a topic. If he brings up any concerns to me himself, of course, I'll speak with him, but I won't
Hmm.
pursue the matter.
No, I understand. Can I ask you a question now that you're here anyway?
Sure.
Um, when I was talking to the prince, he showed me something. It was quite interesting. I haven't been able to put it out of my mind. It was a piece of a tree.
Uh,
I was wondering if you would have some more information about that.
how much did he tell you?
Well, he didn't exactly tell me. Well, he also told me that it was a sacred tree from werewolves,
Yeah.
and that they that a lot of them died there. I believe was it to protect it, and that the tree itself also got destroyed. It was more like I have tried a few things that he also did with this, like my special site,
Hmm.
But also I try to see if I can find anything out about it from use of the Path of the Green. I got some very interesting results. I was really hoping if I could go to that place.
That is in the prince's domain. However, we might have word on that. There is something I've been pursuing on that front as well. Um, I was there when, not Prince yet, but Prince Harris, at the time, well, he raised some suspicions. I went with him alongside a considerable number of others. There were creatures there defending the area, but not those of the. Well, I don't think they were the werewolves. They seem to have some kind of wards to dissuade people. The entire area hadn't been mapped, a chunk of the area, but I brought back some samples of my own. I've been pushing towards my own course of study on the subject. I've been learning elemental mastery since this is no longer a living being.
Mhm.
The shard that I, well, shard isn't the rather large splinters that I managed to collect, I might be able to get something from them using wooden tongues. But
Mhm.
taking a different approach. But if we collaborate on this alongside the prince, we might be able to expand our knowledge. I haven't quite reached a level of skill just yet to manage that, but when I do, perhaps then we should compare notes.
Could I maybe borrow one of those splinters? I promise it won't leave the chantry. I want to use it. I want to try if I can get something more out of one of those splinters, like when I'm in the green room, and maybe I can even make it grow a little.
I'm going to need some time to think about that. Perhaps I think it might be best to wait till I see what I can get out of it, wooden tongue, so to speak. Once we have that done, we'll know a bit more, and once we've compared notes, then we can progress and see if we think it will be safe to do so. If we can get information regarding that first. But I'm not saying no. I'm just saying wait a little bit longer till we have more information. Whatever did this was obviously very powerful and caused a lot of damage to the area. We don't want to set things off again and attract attention to ourselves unnecessarily.
Uh, Great, I have impatience flaw. So, Alexis, you can
Hey, if
see.
you don't have a choice.
I
It's fine. You
know,
have no
I
idea
know,
where you stored
I
it.
know, but she's still gonna be very fucking impatient. You can see that she's pretty much annoyed by the fact that she has to wait. She's like, "Oh, come on! I mean, how many of those splinters do you have?"
A few.
So, just one, just the tiniest one. Honestly.
It's not a matter of the quantity. Like I said, I want a bit more information before I'm willing to commit. We don't know
Oh,
exactly.
maybe I can help with gathering the information.
We shall see.
Oh, come on.
Continue on your own ends of inquiry. I want just a little bit more information. Plus, I need to check with Heike. Anyway, I've been doing relatively well in my studies regarding that path, so at worst it should only be a few months more. But I
A
suspect
few months?
it's unlikely to take that long.
Oh my god.
I'm getting very close. It's rather tedious. I should probably pick more interesting objects to experiment on.
Well, if you need any help with that, because she's basically now just going to push everything on, you need to learn, you need to learn, you need to learn.
After downtime, I'll have it. So next week, you'll come back after this.
Just playing the character here.
Well, like I said, I suspect I'll have this start within a few weeks. I'm very close, but if something comes up in the meantime, I might have to lay off a little. But I think this will be a very interesting exercise, and I know the prince is very interested, as well as that the clan will. I don't think many have had the opportunity to research this kind of thing. We might be able to develop things a bit in the meantime.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Could you imagine if we could let something like that regrow again?
What exactly have you managed to find out about it? Your own research.
Well, shit, I need to get your chats in there. Just give me a few. Well, first of all, I used my Spirit's Touch just to, get some more information. But I'm definitely not as good as the prince is. So yeah, all I could find out was that there was this really strong entity that used to have been there. It's basically it. But like I said, also one of the first things you learn when you learn Path of Green is like getting to see the thoughts and the feelings of plants and animals. Sorry, plants and trees. So I've never tried it on a piece of tree that was gone, that its spirits left. There was no life energy there anymore. But well, I decided why not try it. It's been weird. I didn't necessarily get anything of it immediately, but these dreams, so weird, you know. First night I just thought I had a bad trip, or first day, but it wasn't. I think because I've been having these dreams every night ever since I tried that, and it's about the tree, and you can just feel that it wasn't a normal tree. Normal trees have these calming sense of agelessness around it. This was different. It's more strong, and I even had the feeling that the tree was a kind of a focus point for the area it was standing in. It was guarded, and it's amazing. And I still dream that every single night. I would love to go back there and see if I could find like the roots maybe, or or something of that tree that's still rooted in the area or in the ground there. See if there's a spark of life left in that thing.
I'll have a word with the prince. Tell him we're trying to unravel a bit more. See if he'll be willing to let us go in. He might want to come with us.
Oh yeah, totally, totally. And if we need like guards or something, I'm pretty sure that I can get Dr. Claw and Dr. Doolittle on with me. I'm pretty sure they would do that.
Mm. No, they're good kindred. You've a solid coterie there. Dr. Claw is definitely. Well, they almost seem like. Not that Dr. Claw's. That's what. It's not that he's angry. He's a lot more physical when it comes to fighting than Dr. Doolittle.
Mhm. I know, right?
Yeah, Dr. Doolittle relies a bit more on his analytism, but that's perfectly fine. He uses it better than many have seen. But yes, I'll hopefully get to speak with the prince soon. See if we can arrange a little outing, gather more materials, and I imagine if we could get a route, that would probably work a lot better towards.
Well, if I could just try it there, like I said, if I could see if there's still any, because trees go deep, and especially one so old, his roots must be everywhere. So we might not even need to go to exactly that place. It might just be in the area, and there might still be some life in it. I mean, have you ever seen a tree that has been cut down? And you can see that just the tiniest sprout is reappearing from the stump. Trees are awesome. They hold such strength. They go so deep, and their thoughts and their spirits just wow.
And now you're getting me interested in battle degree. All in due time. All in due time.
Yeah, it's I have a thing for flora, I guess. I've always liked the calm of the trees, but also like the if you would take like the small flowers and everything and the way they always make you cheerful. It's just their spirits. It's just the way they are.
I'll be honest, my own interest is a bit more. Well, it's different in many respects. I want to learn some specific paths, including elemental mastery, but also Hatter Green, Neptune's Might.
Oh, I would love to learn
I,
Neptune's Might.
I hope one day to at least get the basics of a lot of those different paths, so I can walk into an area and go, oh, there's a water cooler. I can talk to the gain information from the water. Oh, there's the water cooler itself. I can use wooden tongues to speak with that. Oh, there's a mouse in the wall. I've been learning animalism. I can speak with the mouse.
Oh.
Everyone expects you to like complete an thaumaturgy. It's a big mistake they make.
You can learn so much from your surroundings. But yeah, my favorites will always be the trees.
Well, I'll let you get back to your research then. It's been
Yeah.
a pleasure again, Fix-It.
Yeah, thanks. And if you know anything about that tree, please, 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 please. And then you can just hear some knocking on the door, like from behind. It's like, I think I should get back.
We might have to move that one to a specific area by itself because we haven't built the area. You're just in the general green room, just a tentacle.
Yeah.
I think we can leave it there.
Well, thank you everybody for watching, and good night.